It's very close between, let's say, Slimbo all the way up to Blunt, for example. The three cars there. It's very close, a couple of tenths in it. But there's a lot of people yet to show what they can do, including Francis, who's coming around the Raskas now, and the final corner. As we do go live now, finally. And he crosses the line and he goes P3 with a 1:08.7. Nowhere near for the pole time of Milik so far. I don't think anyone's really getting in there, to be honest. As AJ's improving, but not by enough to make anybody sweat. Lambo's on an out lap. Pog's yet to do anything. And obviously we've got Nolan and Little Paul out of the session so far. So we'll see if anybody can challenge pole position off of Milik's. Obviously pole position at this track is massively important. As AJ backed off his lap. And there's not really anyone else on the lap as, oh god. That's another car out of the session. Francis pushing just a little bit too hard. Clips the wall. I'm presuming as he turns in and just knocked the tyre off. Dusty's on the lap at the minute. There's quite a few people. I'm expecting everyone to come out the pits quite late. But obviously it's on a minute 8 lap. So as we've got 2 minutes left of the session, it's Milik's on pole, CYP second, Francis in third, Bluntly fourth. If there's any audio issues, by the way, let me know, because I don't know how this sounds at all. I got these headphones like 10 minutes ago, so 10:15 anyway. Before we started, we've got Lambo on a lap, and Pog as well. We'll keep an eye on Pog as he's coming around Raskas now. It'll be interesting to see where he can get to. It doesn't look like it's particularly strong by looking at the sector, so I'm presuming he's starting one rather than finishing. Rakkonen's going up Raskas, as we've pretty much got every car on track except for Milik's for the end of this session, and he's currently the man to beat with that Demon 108.1 at this point. As no one's really got near it. It's interesting if Blizzard can get near it. He's got his teammate Lambo ahead of him, and they're both on outlaps, I think. Yeah, and it's also a mixture between hypers and ultras at this late stage. I think Blunt's given up the ghost. We've got Vanquish starting his lap. Slimbo also, I think, his mid lap. But everyone's going for one last attempt. And I think Pog's coming to the end of his lap, so keep an eye on him as he flies through the swimming pool section now. And he takes as much curb as he dares as he comes around the Raskas now. Runs a little bit wide, but manages to keep it going without hitting the wall. And through the final corner, will Pog be able to challenge for pole position? The answer is no. He did a 1:08.5, but invalidated on them hypers, which is unfortunate because that would have been P2 pretty comfortably as well. Goes on board with Lambo so far. There's quite a few more guys out of the session, including Blizzard, Dusty, and Orb King have all given up. As Milik's has not come out the pit, so he's obviously finished his session. As we're on board with Lambo, who can he be the one to fly the flag for VSR, whose challenge is fading fast in this race, with the highest positioned VSR car 7th on the grid. As Lambo's in the wall at Raskas. Will he be able to bring it around? Oh, he's locked up in the final corner as well. Has this ruined his lap and his chance? As you can see, it's only a 1:09.7, so that's only P9 for Lambo. We've got Vanquish who's finished his lap, so he's not going to be improving. Slimbo's improving by 3/10, so that could be crucial in the battle for P4 on the grid. Maybe a little bit higher as he comes across the line now. And Slimbo doesn't, well, he does improve, but not by enough. And the other person now to finish his lap is AJ, and he comes across a spinned Williams. And I'm presuming that will be Orb King. And that's the end of qualifying. So, very interesting one. VSR Blizzard nowhere near it. In fact, VSR altogether nowhere near, which is a surprise. Especially for a track like Monaco, your pole position is so crucial. But it should be a interesting race because there's going to have to be a lot of moves, especially with Milix on pole, CYP in second place, with Francis on them ultras. So obviously Pole on ultras and Francis on ultras, CYP on the hypers. And we've got Blunt, Vanquish both on the ultras. We've got Slimbo on the hypers, Blizzard on the super softs, which is an interesting move. We've got Dusty on hypers, Lambo on ultras, AJ on ultras, and then everyone else on supers. I'm presuming who will start outside the top 10. Obviously Pogo and Nolan starting at the back. So this should be fairly interesting. Fairly interesting race. Quite a few people out of position. So I'll just get looking at some chats. But yeah, obviously Milix looks like the man to beat today. Looks like it's going to be a dry race. It could have been raining, but and obviously this is the Monaco Grand Prix. Anything can happen, and I wonder if that anything will happen today. We've got 15 drivers on the grid, so that's an improvement on what we had before in last week and back in Spain, should I say. And hopefully we can get a fantastic race out of it. Obviously overtaking is limited at this track, so you've got to be, you've got to use your initiative and pick your moments and take them when they come. Obviously Raskas is probably the best spot to overtake. Pit straight possibly into turn 1 if you can get close enough with any mistakes. But I'll have a rundown of the grid for you as we head on to the formation lap. So on pole position we've got Milix. I'm just looking for the tyres. We've got Milix with CYP in second, Francis starting P3, probably one of the best race qualifying he's had this season so far, with Blunt P4, Vanquish in P5, and Livid will be fairly happy with their P5 and P6 in qualifying. With Blizzard, very disappointing, lowest qualifying of this season I believe for him in P7, nowhere near pole position, with Dusty P8, Lambo P9, AJ P10, Raikkonen in P11 on his URC debut, with Orb King, Little Paul for DRL in P12 and 13, and then we've got Pogo for CRGA with Francis's teammate, and that's not Francis, Raikkonen's Francis's teammate, ignore me, Pogo and Pog. I have a friend called Pogo. Pog in P14 and Nolan in P15. I keep getting things wrong. But hey, what do I know? As we're coming around now to start the Grand Prix. Sorry for the mistakes, guys. I haven't done my research. As we come onto the pit straight now, we're not far away for what should be a hectic start for this Grand Prix. Maybe a pile up into turn 1. It's happened plenty of times before, and I wouldn't rule it out again. As everyone now is rolling up at the back of the grid, and the two Mercs at the back. We're not used to seeing that, especially this season. As we are now heading to the lights, as they're now turned on by the director, and we're going to 5 now. And it's lights out, and we are go. And it looks like Milix has got a good start. CYP getting away quite cleanly as well. As there's already Francis has got a problem. He's already dropped to the back of the grid, and it looks like CYP and Blunt have come away 2 and 3 with Vanquish 4th, Salimbo 5, and they're all coming away in pretty much the similar positions. Dusty's made up a position for P7, I believe, but I think that's just because Francis dropped back. As you can see, Lambo getting impatient already, and he's made contact with Dusty, who's lost his front wing already on lap 1. And Raikkonen, and they're all concertinaing into the hairpin there, and a little bit of contact, and it's spelt curtains for a few people. But Milix gets away clean with CYP, Blunt, and Vanquish and Slimbo have also got away without damage, and Blizzard as well on them supers. I think he hasn't got any damage, as there's an incident set today. I think that's Dusty out the race, to be honest, with Raikkonen making a good start into P8, Orb King P9 also having a nice start for him, We've got AJ P10, who's also got half a front wing, and he'll be peeling into the pits, I presume. No, he's going to carry on and just keep Pog in behind, and this is where the battles are going to be, where people lose their front wing, and there's going to be quite a few of that. And I don't think Marcus isn't here this week, actually. I've just realised. After all this, there's Pog is looking to get around Orb King. It's Orb King lost our front wing as well, as they're just going a little bit slow. Made a mistake, possibly, in P9. As it's all just concertinaing up ahead as well, with Lambo, Blizzard, Slimbo. It's up to the front, really. Up to Blunt. As there's been a move further back. I think that's Alfie falling out of the top 10 because of Pog, who's now looking at Orb King, and he's made a fast start. He started in P14, I believe, as he heads it round the outside of the chicane, and they've gave each other respect there, and it looks like with the worst camera angle in the world that Orb King is actually side by side through to back, and somehow they survive without any damage whatsoever. And Blunt's out, and I can't really judge. I think he's just hit the corner there, unfortunately for him. And they're still battling outside the top 10 as Alfie comes into the pits with quite a few people in the pits, actually. Raikkonen as well, he's got damage, and Slimbo looks to have got damage. I think because of what Blunt did, there may have been a bit of an incident there. As Orb King and Pog come together, and Pog gets away for P6. What start he's had. A little bit of contact, but he gets away with it. With Blizzard now looking at his teammate Lambo for P4, and that's allowed the likes of Milik, CYP and Vanquish to get away from these guys. There's an incident in Sector 1, I wonder. That's AJ retiring. With Raikkonen looking at Nolan, possibly. In the near future, these two have come out of the pits together. Obviously, both pitted. There's an incident, and it's Orb King is rounding the wall. So there's one more incident than I thought there might be. As his teammate Little Paul has gone past, and same with Francis, who's lost also half a front wing for some reason or other. Is anyone else in the top 5? As Blizzard's already pit. Has he lost half a front wing? Oh, he has. And that's why he's pit straight away. So that's him basically out of the running, because he ran the supers and he's gone straight to the ultra softs, and I don't think they can get to the end. Not from map 3. Definitely not from map 3, I don't think. Will Slimbo do be able to get him? I think he'll just come in behind, and there's more battles behind these lot than in front, to be honest. As Dusty's no longer last, as Francis takes up that position. As Nolan is basically pushing Slimbo around the track, and Slimbo's lost a few end plates there. I believe he's lost a bit of his left front wing again. Yeah, it looks like he's lost a bit of end plate. As Nolan's tapping him round the hairpin. And that's allowing Blizzard to get up the road. The closest battle really on track is them lot, and we've got Blizzard, not Blizzard, Lambo and Vanquish. So they're both of VSRs and livid racing drivers in a bit of a tussle. But up ahead, CYP's gone off into distance, and so has Milik, who's gone as well. As they try and forge somewhat of a title challenge to Blizzard, who's pretty much run away with it so far. Look further back, and Nolan's still looking at Slimbo round the outside of turn 1. That would be brave. That'd be very, very brave. That he manages to keep the position to Slimbo, and he manages to back out as Nolan as well. As we go down to the casino square at the top of the hill, and will he be able to make a move and make a dive? He's going for it, is Nolan. Down the inside, Slimbo leaves him the room, and Nolan be able to get past. Nice move by him, late on the brakes. Had to take the risk. I spoke about this earlier, taking the risks. And the more risks you take, the more likely you use, obviously, your front wing. But Nolan gets away with it, and he'll be able to move up the field now and chase after Blizzard, he'll be hoping. And after that incident, Orb King is still P7. I don't think he lost any front wing either, as Lambo is now trying to catch up. I'm getting very tired. To Vanquish, I've been up since 6 o'clock this morning. And is he gonna be late on the brakes? No, not quite close enough. I have to put my inner Crofty away. As Orb King drops into the pits now, and he has actually got front wing damage, I just couldn't see it. And now it's Raikkonen's turn to have a look at the back of Slimbo's car. And he was very slow for turn 1. Will Raikkonen lose any front wing by trying to pass Slimbo? Because he's putting his car in all the right places. I mean, there's not much room anyway, but he was basically copying him with Slimbo up ahead. And will he make a dive down the inside? That is late. That's too late by Raikkonen, but it's upset Slimbo a little bit. And he's going to put him in the wall there. Surely they're banging tyres. But Raikkonen makes the move as well, and Slimbo's been very unlucky in this race. Had the pace to be further up the field, but fairly unlucky as CYP and Vanquish are getting very close. CYP made a bit of an error. We'll see if he's lost half front wing. I don't think he has. Talk about losing half front wing. I think Vanquish has at least 3 altogether. What camera angle is that for this battle? I mean, come on, Cody's. As Lambo looks around the outside of Vanquish, and Vanquish is looking down the inside of CYP. CYP is going to have to drop out of this one, as Lambo's also trying to make the move, and isn't able to. Has Lambo lost half front wing? No. That Ferrari's wing looks a bit bent, does it? No. Maybe it's just in the right place. But he's definitely lost a lot of time, but I think them super hypersofts have gone off, and it looks like he'll probably be pitting at the end of the lap, to be honest. As he's pretty much let Lambo go. But that leaves Vanquish in P2. Milik's 8 seconds in the lead. A long way in the lead. He's going for Raskas, and he's only going for the swim pool. So, yeah, as Blizzard's now looking at Little Paul. Into the chicane, down the inside. Should be easy enough. I think Little Paul kind of accepted his fate there. And that's allowed Blizzard to get P6 in this race. With Pog coming into the pits. Who's had a really successful thing going from basically, I think P14, up to P5. Obviously a lot of incidents have manifested itself to being that way. It'll be interesting to see where it comes out. Raikkonen will be the person he'll be hoping to get ahead of. But I don't think he will. Raikkonen coming through turn 1. And Pog, oh, he's going for behind Slimbo. He'll be ahead of Dusty, I think. In P10. As Nolan's trying to pick off his next victim. As he goes down inside a Little Paul and makes the exact move again. And that's him up into P6. So also Nolan's had a very good drive from the back as well, up to P6 as well. Is there any? No P. Back to the race. I'm talking about the race. Pog has just made the move on Slimbo, is still dying on that half the front wing of his. And as you can see, it didn't take Dusty too long to catch up to back of him, but he's into the pits now. And that's him well outside the points now. As Francis up to back of Dusty. And Francis is going to try down the inside of turn 1. Dusty's left too much room there, but they're still going side by side. And up the hill they go, the Williams and the Red Bull. Will there be contact? As down the inside goes Dusty, they're going side by side all the way. There's only going to end in tears as, oh... Francis nearly ended up in the wall, but just ended up having to give the position. What a battle that was for half a lap, and I wonder how Dusty can keep up with Francis on them supers, or is just Francis just got a little bit too quick. At this point, there's Lambo pits on his ultras. So what tyre is he gonna go supers? I don't think he's changing his wing as well. Is everyone changing their wing? Has everyone damaged their wing or something? CYP has actually got ahead of Lambo. Or is it? No. Oh, unsafe release. We've seen that one before, as Lambo just comes out ahead of CYP. They both changed their wing, but I think Lambo would have got that position. As Raikkonen comes around turn 1 now, who's had quite a nice stint himself. Into P7 he is. Nolan now is into P4, and Blizzard P3. In the closest battle is probably where the little Paul's on the back of. CYP Lambo, Raikkonen, dying. But yeah, this race is sort of starting to fizzle out as we nearly hit 1/3 of the race. Lap 13 would be the 1/3 point. As Raikkonen hits the wall. Did he get away with it? Or did CYP hit the wall? Oh, he definitely hit the wall that time. Oh, and Raikkonen's hit the back CYP, and oh, he's into the wall at Rascas, and he's got no front wing again, and they're both coming into the pits again. That was clumsy. That was very clumsy. Who will come out ahead? That's a battle. CYP will go out ahead. Or not. That was a bit of a lag. That promotes just into the points. All King back into the points as well. As they drop well outside the top 10 now. With Little Paul. Not so Dusty's actually kept with Francis, interestingly enough. As Nolan has made the move on Blizzard. I think that was more of a switch than a move. But he's now onto the podium. And I don't want to say this, but he's on the podium legitimately, I think. I mean, CYP's basically been out of the running. Probably Lambo and Nolan for the podium. And what a drive that would be, as Blizzard calls it a day on them tyres. But the man who's really the only person really to keep it clean. I mean, we could say Vanquish has kept it fairly clean, but except for that, Milix and Vanquish are probably the two drivers who kept it clean, and you can see the gap they've got from everybody else. 17 seconds to Vanquish, and Milix is 10 seconds ahead of that. I mean, you can't mistake that. That's pretty decent from them two. As Dusty is now promoted to P7, ahead of Blizzard, but obviously Dusty will have to pit again. But Blizzard probably could get to the end on them. But the gaps are starting to get bigger and bigger. There's the closest battle on track. There's been CYP. I'm Raikkonen, sorry. I'm just dying in. I need sleep, I think. I'll just leave this view a second. I'm just going to see if I've got any food. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, God. Things have happened. Lots of things have happened. And I don't know what's happened because I went to go and get something to eat. But since I went, CYP retired, Pog retired, Old King retired, Slimbo retired, and Francis retired. So we're left with... And oh, Raikkonen's retired as well. We're left with 6 drivers, guys. I think they're all giving up to us. I'm trying to find out what happened because I kind of missed it. But all I know is Milix is pit. Vanquish is now in the lead. Or we could end up with like 3 drivers finishing this. This could be like 1997 when Olivier Panis won. More of a race of nutrition. Than speed. It's hard to talk about. I mean, it is a very unforgiving track, but there was so many front wings going everywhere. There were so many incidents. It's kind of killed whatever race we had. Oh. I think we're having some massive lag issues. I don't think people are giving up. I think we've had massive lag issues and everyone's crashed. As Vanquish gets rid of their ultras. Lambo's retired. Has he binned it? Oh yes, he's binned it. And we have a VSC. We've got 5 guys. We could end up with 0 at this point. First URC race to have 0 drivers finish a race. That could be interesting. Little Paul's gonna pit. We do have sort of a battle. I think Nolan's catching Vanquish a bit. I think both of them are going to the end as well. I think all of these guys are going to the end. I mean, that's... Can't really dispute that. When Little Paul's 42 seconds off of VSL Blizzard, I don't think there's going to be a battle there. I don't see it happening, you know. We'll get a chat going or something, you know. Make this interesting. Maybe a bit of script. I mean, I wasn't expecting too much from Monaco, to be honest, but we've got half the race to go. over half of us to go. And we don't have that many drivers left. Nolan is definitely catching Vanquish. Gap is closing. We have a battle on our hands here. For P2. Imagine if Little Paul, if Little Paul got a podium, that'd be like a Menard against the podium. But still, it's great points for these guys who are finishing the race. I mean, the people that aren't actually going to get any points. Oh, I've run out of crisps. Oh, nice rear shot from Blizzard. Nolan picks up Vanity as he's pushing along. He's really pushing as well. He's not just giving up on this one. I think Nolan and Millix are fairly similar paced on his tyres, to be honest. That's just that Millix is pulling away significantly. And from Vanquish, should I say, and that's Nolan's problem. I mean, he could probably close that gap if he really went for it, but could still be a bit of a struggle. But he's got within a second of Vanquish. He was drove really well so far. Hasn't really put a foot wrong. But Nolan just seems to be the faster driver at this point in the race. Ooh. Ooh, has he lost his front wing? He has. We wasn't expecting this. We was expecting a little bit of a battle to form. Instead we've got Nolan in the pits with a front wing change. Well, that was going to get interesting, and now we're just stuck with people tempted. Nolan, why? Why? He's gone ultras as well. Why do you have to do this to us? As Little Paul is not a million miles away from getting lapped. Oh, Millix, he's lost half a front wing. And that's the concentration you do not need. Will he pit? He carries on. But he's definitely lost an end plate there. So that gives Vanquish hope and possibly even Blizzard 19 seconds back. But yeah, anything can still happen. We don't know how bad that front wing is. But the leader has binned it. So that should make things a bit more interesting. Maybe I structured it. And there goes little Paul, and he's about to get lapped in this race. So everyone up to be 4 laps. Well, one person laps, but you know. And he gets well out of the way. Fair play to him. Why is he going back through again? What's he doing? Was it an illegal overtake? Interesting. It must have been an illegal overtake. I'll be very surprised if Millie's done pit now. I'll assume that penalty will be getting removed. For overtaking a lapped car, you get a 5-second stop and go. What if Vanquish will get one? Or is it just favouritism? With 15 laps this race to go. This rate Blizzard will win again. I think Vanquish has got more of a chance like that. Still all looking promising. As the gap has actually increased. Has he made a mistake? The gap has definitely increased though. Maybe. This is becoming a bit of a joke. Anyone that likes little Paul is getting a 5-second stop and go for it. So Vanquish has got one. Milix has got one. So they might not want to pick because then they won't have it removed. Well, they will, but... Because Nolan's catching Blizzard again. I wonder who's getting the fastest lap point of the 5 people that finish. 1:11.1. 1:11.2. 1:10.9. 1:09.6. And 1:13.3. So the minute Nolan will get that 1 point for what it's worth. As Vanquish comes to rescue us now. We'll go on board with him for a lap, I think. As he's chasing down Millix for the lead, 12 laps to go. And it looks like he didn't even going to stop into turn 1. Up the hill we go into the casino. Or is it holding 4th gear in these cars? I think the next year's cars can hold it in 5th, for the majority of it. And now into, I can't remember. Let's get the corner names up on my phone, then I'll know. It's a good idea now. The mirror boat, that's it, I remember now. And to back, and then the swimming pool. And then Lascas. And through Anthelinos. And across the line. And then we've got Sandoval into turn 1. That's it, I remember now. Dyslexic killing me. And then up Beau Rivage into the top of the hill. And Massenet, and then the casino section. And then the station, the old station hairpin. And into Portier we go. And along the bridge, the tunnel, under the Grand Hotel, and all that, and the Nouvelle Chicane, and then to back, so blah blah blah. But he's gaining a little bit, his Vanquish, as we've actually got a battle. Nolan on Blizzard as he goes around the outside, but doesn't quite find the room to, as these two will be hoping for no contact. So VSR, I'm pretty sure, will be hoping for no contact as well. As we head now into the swimming pool section and into Raskas. As he's all over the back of Blizzard. There's all squirmy back end there from Blizzard. As Nolan looks to the outside, inside, outside, he doesn't decide, but oh, I think Blizzard kind of makes his mind of that one. He's not fighting him. And these two are just messing now. Wait, have we got a problem where everybody who passes each other gets a 5-second stop and go? So I'm pretty sure Nolan's just passed him and then let him back pass because of that reason. And here comes little Paul. I mean, both of these two are going to get... It kind of evens itself out in the end, but it's a bit annoying. So nobody can pass now. That's it. I think Bernie's sort of this one. I'm expecting him to break. Did anyone get one? No yellow flags? No? Oh, there we go. Blizzard. 5-second Nolan, 5-second stop. Nobody can pass without getting a 5-second stop and go. So what's the point in Nolan passing Blizzard if it's just going to get a 5-second stop and go? I mean, this game sometimes... I've never seen that. But this game... Like, no one's going to pass Blizzard. And then he's going to get a 5-second stop and go. He's going to let him back past him. Look. Oh. I mean, this isn't them two messing about either. And the same with Vanquish overtaking Millix. You know, he's just going to get a 5-second stop and go for it. So we are stuck with 5 runners that can't overtake each other just in case they get a 5-second stop and go. What a race. Why didn't they think of this in real life? And I think no one's realised that he can't pass him. I hope he has realised that. He's just got to kind of follow him home. As no one picks up a penalty anyway. As we've got 8 laps to go with this Grand Prix. Vanquish is catching Millix, but not at the rate of what he wants. He needs a little bit more. with 8 laps to go. And we can't really have anybody overtaking anybody because of this game is broke. Oh, Blizzard lost all of his front wing basically. Well, half of it anyway. So he'll pit. Will Nolan get a penalty for him pitting? Because the game thinks we're on yellow flags, but we aren't under yellow flags at all. That's the penalty system's thinking anyway. It's not actually showing yellow flags. There's nothing to suggest there's any yellow flags. But every time someone passes somebody, they're going to get a 5-second stop and go for it. And little Paul's going to unlap himself in a minute. Bless him. He doesn't even know what's going on here. He don't know about this 5-second stop and go because he doesn't actually. He's not overtaking anybody too now, as he's in the wall, and he's lost. I think he's lost almost his front wing anyway. Little Paul. I think he's in a similar position. I mean, look. I don't know what he thinks going on. Must think he's having a party or something. A bit confused myself. If I was him, I wouldn't know what I'm doing either. There's Blizzard pulls into it. Any 5-second stop and goes. We'll find out in a second. Looks like we might go out. That's the only way of passing cars if they pit. Yeah. So no, nothing on that occasion, but that's like unleashed Nolan. Well, I said unleashed, he's lost about 14 seconds stuck behind Blizzard. Messing about with the penalty system. As now Blizzard comes out all on his own, a minute down on the leader. But he's going to be going for the fastest lap of the race on hypers. As we head on to lap 33. And Vanquish is still closing down Millix at the minute. You can see him now. And that's the first time he's been able to see him since the start of the race. So he's spicing up slightly, but we say that if he passes him he gets a 5-second stop and go. I'm presuming they'll all just be invalid by the end, but as he hits the wall there, runs a bit wide. But Millix's half front wing is not helping him. Yeah, the amount of work being put in pits at the time, but you see what Nolan did and Blizzard, and he couldn't actually pass anybody. Obviously we didn't know that when I was thinking of that, but I don't think anybody could have known that until Little Paul got overtaken by Millix, and then Millix had to stay behind Little Paul because of the yellow flags. And he lost about 3 seconds for that. And that's going to allow Vanquish to have a chance of winning this, as he's gaining hand over fist now. As you can see him, he's reeling in about a second a lap. So next lap he'll be up his gearbox, in theory. It depends on penalties, the actual penalties, not just the 5-second stop and go. So Millix only has one. Vanquish only has the one as well. So he kind of got himself into a rhythm after the first one. As we're heading on now to lap 35, will there be a change for the lead? We'll have to wait and see, as that looked pretty on the limit. And it's sections like this where Vanquish will gain because he's got the full front wing. No matter what pace Millix has got. You can see he's just like, he's dialed in. And now he'll be in DRS range for this lap. And this will put him under real pressure. And what was an SLR 1-2-3 at the beginning of the race might not even be an SLR win, never mind 1-2-3. But it depends what Milix can do defensive driving wise with 5 laps to go. Let's a sprint to the end now. Who's got the bottle? And in the last sector, Vanquish no doubt will have the exits and entries, but it depends what bits of track he goes to make it happen. As you can see, he's struggling in Milix. But there's no passing opportunities there. It's more if he can get close into Raskas like here. As you can see, he's getting very close. In the last corner there, Milix has to run wide. And then again, he's stuck. Depends if he can get close enough as we're going to lap 36. As Little Paul has binned it. Blizzard's going back into the bits. He's basically just doing hot laps now. Because he's now a lap down. And that's where Little Paul binned it. And also, don't get too impatient if you vanquish, because you might lose off front wing for it. You don't want to do anything stupid at this stage. If these two make something stupid, Nolan of all people will win the race, and he started last, I think. Double check that. One. 12 positions. Yeah, Nolan started last. He's on a 3-stop strategy, and yeah, he might win the race. It's as easy as that, isn't it, for him? But these two are the ones that have kept it clean. Milix has lost half front wing now, about 10 laps ago, and that's why he's under pressure at the end. But it depends if he can keep it clean these last few laps, because Vanquish can't really get very close enough. I'd be happy for either of these two guys, whoever wins. I know them both pretty well. Obviously, Vanquish races in my Solar League as well as Milix. Both great guys. Let's hope they keep it clean and have a great race. I don't want any arguments to deal with after this one. Obviously, it's only Monaco, and it really rides on if Milix makes another mistake. And with 3 laps to go, he's doing very well to do what he's doing at the minute, because Vanquish is closing hand over fist, and then as soon as you get up the back of him, and as plenty of people have said, catching someone's one thing, but overtaking them is another, and this is another example. Just like real life Monaco, Lewis Hamilton was struggling with his tyres, and he just had a train behind him. You know, Vanquish can't pass. No matter how slow Milix is, he's fast in the right places. He's too fast in the right places. And that's going to allow him to win the race. As we go on to the penultimate lap. Last lap but one. Oh, Milix has hit the wall. And that is the break Vanquish wanted. But will he get a 5-second thingy for it? And I think Milix has now bottled this one, and that's allowed Vanquish to win. And it's been deserved in a way. As well as yeah, now Milix will be going very slow the last couple of laps. He's the only one who hasn't lost his front wing in this race. He's deserved it, let's face it. Livid will be ecstatic with this one. We've only now a few corners to go. He was doing so well with Milix, and then he just touches the wall, and then that's that. And he was in front from lap 1. He qualified on pole, in front from lap 1, led every single lap but one. But then one lap where it mattered, he wasn't. And as we head on now to the last lap, it's looking very unlikely that Vanquish will relinquish this lead. Quite nice saying that. As, yeah. Really unlucky. Oh, Blizzard spam. Is he struggling at the back? Did he even get... Oh, is that Milix go there? You would be fairly surprised to see that. Actually, Nolan got the fastest lap, as you can see. There's an incident in sector 2, I think that's Blizzard again, having some fun and games. As we've had 4 finishes in this Monaco Grand Prix, and to be fair, all 4 of them deserve it, to be honest. Every point they get. Little Paul unfortunately retired. I don't know if he's eligible for points or not. That might be why he retired. Vanquish is going to win this race, and he's driven superbly, really. Qualified 5th, I think, and made his way through the field to come to P1. And it's Vanquish, your winner today, Monaco Grand Prix. It's almost like a Panis move, this, from 97. As Milix comes across the line for P2. As he led every lap but one. Unlucky for him, really. If he didn't lose that front wing or didn't get that silly penalty with Paul, little Paul should I say, then he would have done something. A superb drive from Nolan, going from last to third. Obviously only 4 finishes, so he couldn't have done much worse. I mean, saying it worse, I mean, what's Blizzard doing here? He's chilling. But Milik should have won that race, I think. Really hard done by, but Vanquish deserves it for just being so clean on that occasion. And it is pretty much a replica of the 97 race. Everything happened. People just crashed and crashed and crashed. And it led to these 4 being on the track still at the end. And Vanquish took the win. And well done to him. Really well done. And that's will be the first win for Livid this season. And judging by this, it might only be a one-off, possibly. I mean, Vanquish is very quick driver. But with Blizzard coming back on form, maybe on some normal track, possibly like Canada, that's to come, and Germany and substance and these tracks. But you never know, it could happen again. But yeah, guys, everybody that stuck it out that race, well done, and thank you very much. It was a bit of a bore fest, but it ended with Vanquish winning in the end. And yeah, guys, I will see you in a few weeks' time, hopefully. And I'm not 100% on that. And then I think after that, I might be on the next game. Be interesting to see. But yeah, guys, I'll see you in a bit. I'm the Neo 57, and I'm out of here. Bye bye.